So it is Thursday morning, and finally the Clash at Crashtown event has come to its final stages, meaning that KALIN is now unlockable, and you do that by beating one whole Area 3. So that took about 10-15 minutes. Didn't really want to do it on camera, but we now have KALIN in our roster. Right, there he is, right there. So first of all, I'm going to go to the old KALIN and see what we got from him, because Konami do like to give us more card rewards, so we'll see what we could possibly be getting, and then we'll see if KALIN, the new KALIN, is a good unlock or not. So of course the main things are, KALIN has 2 copies of Infernity Break so far, and 2 copies of Necromancer, which are going to be staple cards of in the deck, along with your 3 Archfiend and 3 3 Launcher from the new box. Now, anything else here isn't that great because it's all Earthbound cards. We have 1 Guardian, which might be nice to get another copy of that, and that might be pretty cool. We have 1 Avenger, which again, I think we're getting a skill, or there was at least a leaked skill for this card, so maybe they don't want to give us more copies of this card. That's fine. But let's take a look at KALIN and see if he's any good. So, first of all, at level 3, we have Infernity Doomslinger. This is a Tag Force card coming to the game. Level 1 Dark. If you have no cards in your hand, when your opponent would activate an effect that would inflict damage to you, quick effects during yours or your opponent's turn, you can banish this card from your graveyard to make it 0. Then your opponent makes the following choice whether to activate this effect or not. Excavate the top card of your deck, and if it's a monster, you take 2000. Otherwise, inflict 2000 damage to your opponent. Shuffle the card into your deck. So this wording is really weird, and I can't remember exactly what it was, because I know the Tag Force wording was way easier to understand, but I mean, a roulette of 2000 damage is pretty insane for either player. Could be risky, but I don't think this card will see play anyway, so really, it's not that big of a deal. Then we have a new skill. Okay, there we go. Infernity, Avenger, and Doom Dragon. At the beginning of the duel, add 2 Avengers to your deck, then 1 Doom Dragon to your extra deck. So this is the one we've seen for a very long time now, in the game files leaked, and it's not bad, you know, starting off with 2 Avengers in your deck obviously does make your deck 22 cards, which is, I think for Infernity, honestly a bad thing, but again, it just depends on what the cards we get and how good the deck can kind of cycle through to getting to seeing Avenger. Then we have a level 7, Goblin King. This card was in the event. It was in Lawson's deck, I think it was, and this is a really classic card. I remember this card back in the day from when me and a friend used to play. While you control another fiend type monster, this card cannot be attacked, and the attack and defense of this card equals the number of fiends on the field times 1000. So in Duel Links, really, you're gonna want to look at a 3000 stat line across the board if you have 3 Goblin Kings, and then you do a lock, but I don't think we'll get 3 copies of this card, but that's pretty cool. Then we have, Infernity General. That's a brand new Infernity card. If there's no cards in your hand, you can banish this card from your graveyard to target 2 level 3 or lowers in your graveyard, special them, but their effects are negated, so that does work really nicely for Guardian, for Avenger. Okay, I don't know how good that one's going to be, but sure, it's a unique Infernity, I guess. Another copy of King, nice. We then have a new skill, Avenger from the Void. Begin the duel with 1 Avenger in your graveyard. Okay, this one is better. This one is way better than the Doom Dragon skill because, of course, we don't need to blow our deck. We can just have this in the graveyard, and then, of course, this will special summon itself out. So, very, very nice skill. This one is a skill that's played in the event as well. So when you play against in the event as well, so when you do the final duel of the event, it will be a tag duel, and you'll have the skill on. So don't go into that event with Junk Warrior in your deck or Junk Synchron, because it will summon this card out and just block up your field. So that's the best skill so far. That's really good. Then we have another Doomslinger, a 3rd Goblin King. Okay, this might be the most exciting thing for me so far. It's just 3 copies of this, because that's a cheese deck in the making. A 2nd General. We have a new skill. We have Wave Motion Inferno. So again, we have that on Darks and KALIN already. Pretty cool. We're getting another copy of this skill, but not really the best one, honestly. Then we have a 3rd copy of Doomslinger. Okay, and that is our first Infernity Archer. Okay, This one back in the last Kalin event was a bit of a problem card because it could just keep attacking you directly, and it was very easy to pull off. Now, so far we have 1 copy. If that's what they give us in total, that's fine, but if we had more copies of this card, then I think that would make Infernity into a different deck than they want to be, so it's pretty nice. Then I can see it already, we have 1 copy of Break, so that is our 3rd Break. That's going to be very, very good for the Infernity deck. We then have, what is next? Okay, General number 3, it's fine. We then have, 3rd Necromancer. Cool. Okay. So far, Kalin being a very good addition to the old Kalin, meaning you go into old Kalin, you go right to this one, you now have 3 copies of 2 of the better Infernity cards from level ups, and then we have another Infernity break. Don't do this. Konami. Why do we need 4 copies of Infernity Break and a Necromancer? Like, why is this a thing? You're already telling us we need to farm both characters to get both characters, so why do we need 4 copies in the game? Like, all of them anyway are at the higher level, so it doesn't matter if like one's earlier than the other. This is just wasted slots. Like, this is even worse than, you know, when Belle came out and she had like cards you could farm for at the gate. This is way worse than that because those ones at least were randomized. This is just a piss take. Like, that's all it is. It's a piss take. And I'm assuming that the last card is 1 copy of Barrier. We kind of assume this would be the last one. Very, very good counter trap when your opponent activates a spell, trap card, or monster effect while having Infernity on your field and no cards in your hand, negate it and destroy it. Very, very good card. It's searchable by Archfiend. Just, yeah, if they gave us some more copies of this card, that would be insane, but what are you doing? What are you doing with these 2 copies of, well, 4 copies now of Break and Necromancer? They could have been anything else. It could have been another Avenger, it could have been another Archer, some other random Infernity that doesn't really make much sense. Just anything else would have been fine that wasn't already available, guaranteed, at 3 copies. That's ridiculous. Like, there is no excuse for this. Because if you're playing Infernities, you need 3 copies of these cards. So you'll be going to both Kalins anyway. It's not like you can just run 2 and only unlock this Kalin. There had to be something to ruin this character, didn't it? It couldn't just be a straight up good character like it was going to, you know, it is a good character. Very good character awards. But, of course, this happened. So, let's go for the skills. We have Wave Motion Inferno. Okay, talked about that one. Kalin's getting Reload as well. No, restart and Reload. It's not bad. 1 card Wonder is again. We have that already. Life Point Boost Omega. Sure. Level Reduction, that's kind of a 5D staple, really. Infernity Inferno is, again, we would have that. I was quicker than you at the beginning of the duel. Recover the starting player's life by 2000. This one is so funny because it's a completely RNG based skill. Now, if there was a proper coin flip, you know, choose a coin, if it lands heads or tails, or, you know, rock, paper, scissors, this might be better, but that's a tough one. It depends on what deck you're playing, actually. If you're playing a, you know, the Ruin Demise deck, that might be a weird skill to kind of combo off with it, but it might make it easier for you. Or if you're playing a Roam Mages, this might be a good skill as well, because either way, you kind of, there are cards in Roam Mages that benefit you from being lower and benefit you from being higher. So this might be a worthwhile skill for that deck. Then we have Hannes Goblin Infinity, which I think we have already. No, we don't. Okay, it's a new one. Begin the duel with no cards in your hand, and Doom Dragon on your field. So this is the one that was used in the event, I think, in the Tag Duel event. It's not bad, but, you know, Doom Dragon can very, very easily be removed from the field, so I don't see this one seeing too much play, but it does start you off with 0 cards. So if you're going second, it's really good, I think. First, not so good. So, yeah, that's a bit of a risky one. Then we have Fleeting Hand, which is, okay, same ones before. giving you random copies of Archery, Necromancer, and Launcher, so but now like we have 3 of each, so really doesn't matter. Draw Sense Dark is pretty self-explanatory. Avenger from the Void, very, very good skill. And then Doom Dragon one, again, not bad, but I think Avenger from the Void is way better. So overall, how good is Kalin? Well, he's really good, you know? The event was a nice breath of fresh air, it's a nice change of pace for what is in Duel Links already, and you can just go in, spin the roulette wheel, get the rewards, and come out. Very, very nice event. The character, very good reward cards, but again, that combo of Necromancer and Break, 4th copies does really sour things because they are 2 wasted slots that just, you know, we could have had anything in there. We could have had a fucking Karibo or something, you know Infernity Karibo or something stupid, you know, like just whatever in there, and it would have been way better. So that's the only downside really, I think personally, because I'm not sure if I'm going to go into new box or not, because despite Infernities being, you know, they were good in TCG, right now, even with all support, they might not be that great. So, I don't know. But, for me personally, I'm very excited about 3 Goblin King. I loved this card back in the day, so I might try and do something with this card, we'll see. But let me know what you think down below of Kalin's Unlock event, his new reward cards, and of course, are you building Infernities? Because, expensive deck, but also, like Kali, a very free-to-play friendly core, so it's pretty cool in that regard. Anyway, thanks for watching, I'll see you all in the next Duel Links video, see you then.